So we're here with Hayden. 0-0 draw this afternoon at Bowers and Pitsea. Hayden, that was a bit dull, really. No?
I don't think so. I think technically it was strong performance. What was dull was last week at Walton Casuals. But because people won, everybody was happy. I wasn't happy. Today, the technical levels on the pitch were high. No one says it's dull if Louis scores, which he has to score. Dan Thompson scores. There's no way it should have been 0-0 at half time, but football is football and you have to take those chances. It was controlled, the technical levels were high, and it's just small margins.
Do you think second half though we struggled to really open them up? Like first half there were a few chances, but second half I'm not sure we really create any chances.
I think it's very difficult when only one team tries to win the game. And I think when people play Kingstonian, they don't try to win the game. Cray didn't try to win the game. Wingate and Finchley didn't try to win the game. And Bishop Stortford didn't try to win the game. We gave them the game. They didn't try to win the game. Bowers and Pitsea made no attempt to try to win the game. They just tried to play on the counter-attack. They come for the draw. They got what they wanted. If that's the way they want to play football, then that's fine. I understand that they've got a point, we've got a point, but I don't understand how managers and coaches are at this level and play with such fear. Football is frustrating if only one team tries to win the game, and there was only one team trying to win the game. And the longer that the game goes on, the more difficult it gets.
Are we set up as a team to be able to win games when the opposition are sitting as deep as they were, time wasting as much as they were, all that kind of stuff, or is that going to be a problem?
No, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's just fine tuning and improving. But there's two ways to play football. There's a controlled way of playing football, and there's a non-league way how to play football. And that's the way to play football. With that level of control and the balance between getting on the front foot and being patient, so the game doesn't open up and you leave yourself open to counter-attacking football. I'm experienced enough to know that the result doesn't cloud my judgment. I understand that result can cloud judgment. With supporters, I get that. With people around the ground, I get that. But if Louis scores from point blank range, for example, and we win 1-0, everybody says that's a great performance. So it's just fine detail.
It's 3 games now since we switched to 4-4-2. We haven't conceded a goal in that time. Are you know, we talked about it after the Merton game. It's the first time you played it in 10 years or whatever. 3 games into it, are you happy with the way that's gone, or are you still looking to tweak it?
I was happier today. I was happier today because against Merstham, it was okay, and the game was a different dynamic to that game. It was more emotive, that game. We needed to win. Obviously, a lot of players went back to their old club. They wanted to put one over us. But there was a level of control in that game because we were far superior. The chairman described it as we thrashed them 1-0, which I wouldn't disagree with, to be fair. Last week, we won, everybody was happy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the technical levels on the football pitch. It was a horrible non-league game of football. Today I was happy with the technical levels of the football pitch. Will we play 4-4-2 for the rest of the season? Well, the results will dictate that to some degree, but if you were to put a gun to my head and say, do you see 4-4-2 for the rest of the season, I would say no.
Did we missing Kenny Beanie in the last couple of games? How important is his influence? Huge. We missed Kenny Beanie desperately last week because Kenny Beanie insists that you work through the pitch, which we didn't, which is why I was so unhappy with it. We missed Kenny Beanie today because Kenny Beanie is a big player and steps up in the big moments, and the way that he plays football, he gets you more on the front foot because of his decision making with the ball is not so safe. His decision making with the ball is more probing, and his work without the ball, particularly accompanied with Gus, who did it very well today, his work to be able to retrieve the ball in high areas
keeps you on the front foot. So absolutely, Kenny is one of the most important people in the football club. There's no doubt about that. We'll be pleased to see him next week.
And will Gus be available next week, or will he be off for Crystal Palace again?
No, he's available next week. The only reason he wasn't last week was because he had to attend a Premier League tournament in Loughborough. But he'll be available next week. So I think that Kenny will come straight back into the team. There's no question of that. It's just how we change the dynamic of the midfield and or the shape of the team full stop.
Looking ahead to next week, I know we're not going to sit here and talk about easy cup draws, but in terms of progressing through the tournament, a home game against a team in the division below is probably the kind of draw you're looking for.
Absolutely. We're not going to take Grays lightly. You know, Jim's a wily old fox and he's doing a good job in Grays. I think before today they were sitting fourth in the table. Obviously, not quite sure how they got on today. But we know that Grays will set up not probably too dissimilar to the way Bowes and Pitsea set up today and tried to hit us on the counter-attack by probably conceding possession of the ball. So we'll have to be ready for that. So today is probably, in some respects, the perfect game to prepare for the FA Cup game next week. But yeah, you know, in fairness to Jim and in fairness to Grays, who I think will have a good season and will provide strong opponents, we are at home and we are playing a team in the league below. And so in the FA Cup, I don't really think you can ask for much more than that.
The final word this afternoon, I guess, has to go to Rob Telfrey. It's 500th appearance for Case. Fitting that it comes in a clean sheet. It's a shame we didn't get a winner, but for Rob, a clean sheet is exactly what we'd have asked for. And a couple of great saves, especially one in the first half, I thought. What can you say about the man?
Probably nothing that hasn't been said already. I can only endorse it, I can only add to it. You know, if you have a player that's been in a club for 500 appearances and has played under a few different managers as well, it shows that he's not only got quality as a person, he's got quality as a player. We know the quality of the player. He's probably been the best goalkeeper in this level of football in the past decade, I would say. But he's also an outstanding person. He's very loyal to this club. The great thing for Kingstonian is they have effectively a Kingstonian supporter in goal for them. All that I can say is, in working with him, he's not only determined to win things here, he's determined to improve. And I think that we're seeing an improvement from him. I think if you compare Rob's performances by his own admission last season to what we're seeing this season, I think we're seeing him really buy into a different idea of football. He's fit, he's in good condition, and I think that he's playing some excellent stuff. So what's my ambition for Rob? Great that he's got his 500th game. I'm not sure how many games he would need to be the highest appearance maker ever.
I think it's about another 45.
So let's get him there. Let's get him there, because he won't get there. He won't get there out of sympathy. He won't get there out of emotion. He'll get there because he deserves to get there. And today he's kept his third clean sheet in succession. It's a good base to work, and I'll be really pleased if we can not only have the best goalkeeper in the league over the last decade, but that person is the highest appearance maker in the club history. That'll be fitting to the contribution that he's made to Kingstonian Football Club.
And if we can get a few cup runs in this season, he'll do it this season. Lovely.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely right. He's going to be pushed by Amadou. I think part of the reason we're seeing him improve is that Amadou is pushing him in training. Amadou, Ruben and Rob work very well in training. They get along well, they're working very hard, which is a reason for his improvement. And it's really disappointing for me, for the team, for the supporters and Rob in particular, that we didn't mark that occasion with 3 points.
You didn't want to send him off to the corner in the end.
But we did mark it with a clean sheet. And what we're seeing is, and I'm in fear of repeating myself and I'm in fear of sounding boring, but we're seeing a team evolving into what I want. And I said from the very first day, and I won't be ashamed to keep repeating it, it's a project that will take time. But trust me, I can see in their work in training, I can see their work in performances that they're definitely improving. They're understanding my way, and they're not as far away as you may think of really cracking what they want. And despite the the disappointing result, which I think we would all say it is today. There's many good things on the football pitch, and I haven't lost sight of it.
Great. Well, on to next week. Hopefully a better result then.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye now.